when did you decide to be in bank sector?
That was long, long ago. I'm sure you guys wouldn't have been born that time. Maybe your parents were also not married that time. I don't know because that was in 1984. I joined the bank, right? And that was because those days, what used to happen is like people used to find bank jobs as the most favored jobs that time. There was job security, and it was much sought after, and people used to feel so good about saying that this girl is working in the bank means it's much hype was given to that position. So my father, there was nothing like आप लोगों जैसे नहीं है कि like you can decide about what you want to do. My father wanted me to be a banker, period. That's why he admitted me in BCom, and he wanted me to be a banker, though I was doing my ACS that time. When I got this bank job, um, I had to stop my further studies and join the bank.
Yes, ma'am. Like when we were child, like our dream also to join in a bank sector. But right now it's like when we have to give bank PU exams and bank exams, so it's
No,
quite
that
tough.
time also, for your information, I wrote the
Yes, ma'am.
exam.
Yes, ma'am.
I wrote
Yes,
the
ma'am.
banking service recruitment exams. BSRB was there, Banking Service Recruitment Board. Okay, they used to conduct exams throughout India for all
Yes,
the
ma'am.
banks. And you will get a call from any bank for that matter, and the posting also will be anywhere in India.
Yes, ma'am. It's also safe for girls.
No, I wouldn't say all that. Which is unsafe for
Yes, ma'am.
girls, then? Which is unsafe for girls?
Uh, yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, moving forward for the next question. So, ma'am, tell us about your experience in this sector, bank sector, and what type people did you meet, and how you deal with them.
See, first again, coming back to the same continuation of your earlier question is about it's for safe for girls. See, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है safe for girls and unsafe like that. Nothing is there. Everywhere, the moment we step out of the house, there is a lot of pressure for women because we have to compete with the men, and you have to keep on proving that you're not getting this because you're a girl, right? So if men put 100% efforts, we had to put anywhere, wherever you work. And today, maybe the zamana is different. I can't comment on that. In our times and all, no, we had to put in more efforts. We had to contribute more. We used to be more sincere. Okay. So now coming to your second question, like how did you deal with the people, you mean inside or outside the bank?
Ma'am, inside the bank or
Inside the bank, you mean the employees, my colleagues.
employees? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your boss or what type customers you meet, and how you deal with them.
Acha, both, right? Handling and behaving, how colleagues used to be good always. See, I've never had any problems with anyone. And only thing what I was expecting is as long as I was a subordinate, somebody assisted to someone, I used to always want my boss to be more knowledgeable, more intelligent than I was. I wanted to always look upon a boss and learn from them. And that has happened for me. Fortunately, all my bosses were quite knowledgeable. And that is it. About dealing with clients, I was known as a good PR person, and I used to get along very well with the people. And I used to enjoy that. I used to thoroughly enjoy meeting people, helping them, or providing solutions and things like that. So that has been always good.
Yes, ma'am. So, any one experience that you never forget when working in banking sector?
I can't hear. I can't hear you, Ankita. Your voice is breaking. What is she saying, Akansha? Can you get?
Any one
No, ma'am.
any one experience that you would never forget in your banking sector.
Sorry, I'll take. Is it the same questions which you had sent me? Let me just see what you have written there. Um, what is your question? No.
Ankita, you're not clear. Maybe you
Is
should.
it the question number 4 which you have sent me? No, yeah, your voice is breaking. I can't hear anything. And even she can't hear too. Akansha also can't hear. Well, what is the problem? You're in which part of the country, Ankita? Maybe you should have your data pack on, right? If your internet is going slow, please keep your data pack on and do hotspot or something and come.
Ankita, are you there? Ma'am, I just call her once.
Yeah.
Ma'am, she has some network issue. I'm not sure why is it happening, but she'll join us in a second.
Yeah.
Ankita, can you speak now?
Yes, ma'am. I am audible, ma'am.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I think
Not an
I don't
issue. Go
know
to the
how it
next
is done,
question,
but
please.
sorry.
Yeah. No problem.
Yes, ma'am. So it's about your one experience that you would never forget when you are working in banking sector.
Actually, Ankita, this is wonderful, this question because I put in 35 years of service in Bank of Baroda. Okay, so I've got a lot of experiences which I thoroughly, enjoy when I recollect those days. Now, one such experience which you want me to tell means it's a little difficult. Let me just think it over. Experience like what? Yeah, that was when I joined the bank. That was sometime in 1984 or 85, right? I was a clerk that time. I retired as a chief manager. I took VRS a couple of years ago. So when I was a clerk that time, it was all manual. It's not no technology, no system, right? No nothing, no systems, no PC, nothing. So we used to do everything manually. So one lady had come with a small baby Maybe she was a mason or somebody working in a construction site. Okay. So she wanted to close her recurring deposit. Recurring deposit is where you put money on monthly basis. And that was say for 12 months or something. She wanted to close it earlier, 6 months or 7 months. See, nowadays, if you just click a button, no, things will happen in the system. So I had to recalculate all the interest that which we have already credited to the account has to be reversed. So manually, I need to do. I don't know. Manually, you guys, I can't imagine anybody doing it manually nowadays. Everyone wants a calculator for everything. We used to do it manually, in a sense, with a calculator, but calculate for the period for which the deposit has run. So every month we'll take one figure, total it, and then calculate the interest with the penalty. Whatever has been already credited should be reversed. You had to pass a lot of vouchers, everything. It normally takes a longer time, and I did it very fast. I was pretty young, and then like I used to be, as I told you, I like doing customer service, especially for such poor people. She was so happy. She was so happy because normally, such chota paisa na, like 200, 300 ya azad se andar tha. So she was so happy that I did it, and it was a Saturday. Saturday was a half day for us that time, and the counter hours was 2 hours. So 9 to 11 was a counter hours. 1 o'clock we'll close the bank. Okay. So in that, normally in Saturdays, during Saturdays we don't do foreclosures because it involves a lot of time. Half an hour, 40 minutes, my time will go. Then it will be checked by another officer like that. So while going, no, she came and said, "आप जरा हाथ दिखा." मैंने ऐसा हाथ ऐसा किया तो she gave some 20 rupees in my hand. She said, "चाय पीने के लिए रखो करके." So my God, I felt so bad. One, ऐसा नहीं है banks में ऐसा नहीं है. It's so I told her, no, we don't take any money. Please don't do all that. I did my duty. But that was kind of an appreciation that she could do, with that lot of innocence and ignorance. So I like that. I remember that even today. I remember the scene. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. It was nice to hear you that your experience. So, ma'am, the next question is today's banking scenario changing like infrequently or constantly. So, what do you think are need of the banking sector right now? What improvement? Okay.
Oh, now it is much beyond your and mine imagination, right? My imagination, rather. It has grown leaps and boundaries, and it is all technology only, right? And totally digitalization of everything. And even some circulars, Reserve Bank of India has given a very circular on 18th or 19th also on this. Like now, it's all totally going to be digital, and it is all fintechs. So now what will be there? You don't need a premises for a bank. You need a platform. That's all. That is what is happening today, and that's a great change.
Yes, ma'am. It's like also helpful technology and upgraded, and because of that, works are going to be easy in the banking sector. Yes, ma'am. So the next question is, ma'am, like how do you handle stress in a fast paced work environment?
How do I handle stress? What's your question?
Yes, ma'am.
In which
Yes, ma'am.
environment? Which environment?
Like a fast paced work environment, like where work is fast or
No, how do I handle stress? Where is the stress for me now? It's all different now. You want to know ki how I handle the stress during my
banking
job
sector, ma'am.
life, but during my banking career. Okay,
Yes.
right. There used to be a lot of stress. That's what I want to tell you. No, that is bank job is a very, very risky, high risk job, and it's very stressful, and especially as the transition was happening, and it's happening now. Like from manual to, I think from 2002 or 3, we started going towards technology from 1990s, late 1990s itself. So there, it has been stress all through. I remember when I was heading a branch in Bangalore. I remember we were doing the migration from manual to the core banking solution, right? And that day, I overstayed at night, throughout the night in the branch with couple of guys, and who were my, they had come for system IT support, who were doing the work. But somebody has to give them the guidance about my books, everything, no? So I stayed back at night there, and I had brought coffee filter, everything, so that we could have coffee there throughout the night and stay. Those were all the days that I can't forget. So if I say it was stressful, it was stressful, but then every stress I have been handling it well. And then there was once there was too much of stress. My branch had a basement in Bangalore, right? With the branch which I was heading, and there was flood once. So the basement was fully submerged with water, and the basement had lockers. So everybody's items, no, inside the locker must have got submerged in the water. And it was a double shift branch, and we had another safe there in the basement, and that was also full of water. And our servers, our server batteries, everything was down, so everything was full of water. So how did we handle the stress? I believe that you have to that time practice. Either you take charge of the situation, and you need to give the solution. See, people are looking upon you. When you're heading a team, you have to always be a solution provider and never show your stress in front of the team. That was one. Two, I went down in the water because, there were batteries and everything. People were very scared to keep their feet in the water. Electrocution ke liye, na? They were all scared, and there was power supply, everything, because we had cut off the power supply. So what I had to show them is I had to go and first dip my foot in the water. So then they realize, okay, everything is safe. So you need to lead the team. Under stress, when people are in stress, you need to lead the team. Then rest was history. Everybody came there with a bucket or jadu leke, na? We were removing the water, and there were people from the other office, the IT support guy who had come with all suit and everything from my regional office. He had to literally tuck up his pants, and then he was also helping me with removing the water. So that was good. Stress, I feel, uh, when do you get stress? You get stress all the time in bank job. All the time there'll be stress. There'll be a customer pressure. There'll be a system problem, and there'll be a target issue from top, and there'll be some non-cooperation from the team. Something or the other will be on all the time. It is very, very stressful. And I don't know, every time we come out with a solution, and you feel very good at the end of the day that you have solved so much. You should learn to enjoy the stress, then only you can enjoy the bank job.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, the next question is, what made you inclined towards being a part of NGO, as we seen?
Yeah, right. Okay. That's a nice question, which I again like very much because, see, I had completed 35 years of my service in 2019. Okay. Then I felt it's enough. So I have 2 more years to go for retirement, 3 more years to go. Yeah, 2 years to go, right? In 23, I would retire if I had continued in my service. So suddenly one fine day, I quit my job. And the reason was that I would say that I was feeling bored, like I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do something for the society. Honestly, that was the main reason. Second reason was I had discovered that I had a lot of passions, which um, can you excuse me for a minute? Sorry for a second. Please edit
Yes,
this. I
ma'am.
have to take this important call. Um, I'm very sorry for that. Please edit this. And what did I say about quitting and joining an NGO? I wanted to do something. I've been always wanting to run a school. I've been always wanting to be a teacher from childhood. But then, fortunately, around 2012 or so, I got an opportunity in the bank to work as a faculty in the academy of the bank. So once I joined there, I started enjoying. So till 2018, I was there. Then I was brought into operations and I was heading different divisions, public, PR, marketing, advertisements, business development, lot of things. But then somewhere, the fire was ignited for teaching. And I wanted to do something else, service. So I got this opportunity from the NGO. It is an NGO which runs an academy for social entrepreneurship. It's a hand in hand India. That's an NGO. So, Vahampe, they offered me like kind of a consultant post wherein I can teach for their for the entrepreneurs or for the self-help groups or for their MFI division and all that. So I'm enjoying that now, and I'm also a freelancer apart from that. So NGO I took up because I wanted to do it. I realized after quitting the job, an individual cannot do with no backup and no financial support, right? You need money for doing things. So this is something where I don't need money. Somebody is running a big organization. I'm just a part of it, a minuscule role I'm playing there. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Can you please tell us more about your NGO where you are working right now?
Yeah, I'm associated with this NGO called Hand in Hand India. And this is one of it's one of the biggest NGOs here in India right now. And they are into a lot of segments, like, they have different verticals, which has like, they do child labor elimination program. Then they have for self-help groups for women, and they adopt villagers and they bring in infrastructure facilities there, and they provide health and sanitary, all these facilities, and deforestation, against deforestation, and more of organic farming, and a lot of things, education. They've got a lot of schools. So they're doing a lot of services, and they also have an MFI which is doing microfinance service lending and everything. And I think she's gone again. Kancha, you need to.
Ankita, are you here?
She's not there. You please call her on the mobile and let her put off her video and finish it off. I have a couple of calls to take now.
Sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, next question is we all know that you are a storyteller also. So, ma'am, what made you inclined towards it, and what was your first story, and what was
Actually,
this on based on?
yeah, that's wonderful again. This is also a very nice question. I like it. I'm a storyteller since childhood. Since childhood, I used to have my friends in the area. We used to play it. Like, I used to imagine stories and I used to narrate to them. That was like part of my time pass that time, right? So it was like, I think I used to always be very creative in that aspect. So when I was married and had kids, and I used to, my son never used to eat properly. He never used to eat vegetables. So I used to imagine a lot of stories and tell him. I used to tell him stories from Amar Chitrakatha and everything. Then slowly I started creating story, all my own this thing. So my first story, which I narrated in World Storytelling Institute, which is based out of Chennai there, it is on vegetables. And like how it's a garden where all vegetables are talking to each other, like who is big karke they go to dog god, and then the god tells them ki all vegetables are required. So this is something to tell the kids, and I have even released my YouTube on that. I'm also planning to do a lot of things. I don't have time now, so I could do my other animations are all ready, illustrations are ready, but I haven't recorded my audio for that.
Oh, great, ma'am. We also like I am at this age also watch stories on YouTube. So it's like yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I
So,
will send you
ma'am.
that English story for that. I mean, it was narrated in English for the World Training Institute, World Storytelling Institute. But my YouTube, which I have posted, it is in Tamil. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. How it is different from working in India and abroad? What way? Where the challenges that you faced?
No, it's fortunately where I worked in Dubai, and Dubai is like one cleaner Bombay. That's all. You don't feel any change as compared to India there. You see a lot of Indians there. And when I worked there, which was 10 years ago, I left to Dubai and came back to India. And that people were all Hindi speaking people, more of Hindi and Malayalis. And of course, Tamilians also. Like you never felt you were out of India because, right? But it was a good exposure rather than more challenging. Yes, because Dubai is a trade hub, so the volume wise it was very huge. One transaction that I handle would be not less than 10-20 million dollars as compared to India. The size of business that I was handling was about equivalent to some 200-300 branches business here in India. So it was a huge volume. So challenge was the volume, a little bit scary. But as I told you, banking job is risky. It was riskier there in Dubai. That's all. And Dubai is a very
Yes,
risky place to do business.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we also in the last we also want to ask that who is your inspiration or role model in your life?
Oh, that's something. When I joined the bank, they asked me the same question. And today, after 35 years, also, first my role model in my life when I started, like, when I joined the bank, or I was a debater in the college, inter college debates, and I used to be the master of ceremony for all the programs that was conducted in the bank. So I think I must have done being a master MC Yoga for almost 200 programs or so in the bank, more than that, inside India and outside and all that. That was all because of my brother. I have an elder brother who used to be an orator, debater, and today I am in training that he is also a trainer. Like I'm following his footsteps. That is as far as my profession is concerned, right? And I've learned a lot from him. I've been admiring, I've been following him up in everything. He was also a banker. But after joining the bank and everything, slowly, whomever I come across, right, like who was successful, who was very inspiring, whom I used to admire, I used to keep them also as my role model. So it was never, my brother was playing a major role in it, no doubt about it, throughout in my life. That now I follow many people, like this comes out of experience. How many people do you meet? How many successful people you come across? How many selfless people you come across? Sometimes you come across people who are very religious, very pious. So your role models keep changing as you grow up in your life. So I've had many role models. I think she's not there again. Is that over?
Ankita, are you?
Ask her to put off the video. I think she's finding it difficult.
Ankita, put off your video and then you can talk.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Ma'am, I think these were all the questions.
Yeah.
Uh, thank you so much for joining us for in such a short notice,
Hmm.
and we really apologize for the disturbance which occurred in between.
No, no, no,
And
don't worry about it. I understand it happens in online programs.
yes, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
We have
No.
also prepared a short appreciation certificate for you.